Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. So, right now I am viewing who and who has not sent in the worksheet I sent the previous day. 13 done and 19 not done. So, those who have not completed also. mm, What we'll do is first, let's discuss this worksheet, right? We will see the answers. All right. Mm, Please let me know if you currently have the worksheet. I mean, if you can view it right now so that we can discuss. You can see it while I'm discussing the answers. All right. Right now, you on the screen you can see the sentences I gave the previous day as a worksheet. Now, let's see the first one. I made an airplane out of stone. This is a simple sentence, simple subject, verb, and object, SVO. In this sentence, the subject is I, made is the verb SV, and airplane out of stone. The whole phrase can be the object. Okay. Or just airplane. I made an airplane. I is subject, made of verb, and airplane is object. SVO. Second sentence is I put a piece of cantaloupe under the microscope. This is also a simple sentence. Okay. Number 3, OTs stay OT and wheat checks stay floaty and nothing can take the puff out of the puffed rice. This sentence is, I think most of you have said that. It is a compound sentence. Okay. Now, first of all, you to make it easier, you can do it like this. I'll just show you. I'm just gonna show you something which will make it easier. Simple. Okay. To this way, it will be easy to keep it in mind. Here we can create a formula for each of the type of sentence. First is simple sentences. It contains of just one whole clause which has a subject, verb and object. Okay. Next is compound. A compound sentence has a one okay. A compound sentence has two independent clause. Here IC means independent clause. Okay. A compound sentence has two independent clause, and then we have complex. A complex sentence has one independent clause and one dependent clause. Here, let's change this to plus. Okay. All right. Next is compound complex. Compound complex has two independent clause and one dependent clause. All right. Now you can use this as like a formula for identifying the types of sentences. Compound is two independent clause. Complex, one independent, one dependent. Compound complex, two independent, one independent, dependent clause. Okay. Now we were on number 3. OTs stay OT, OTs stay OT, and wheat checks stay floaty. That one, the answer is compound. Number 3 is compound. Number 4 is while fishing in the blue lagoon, I caught a lovely silver fish. This is a complex sentence because while fishing in the blue lagoon, that is the dependent clause. Independent clause is I caught a lovely silver fish. Okay, if you have any question or confusion, please ask. Number 5, they say if you step on a crack, you will break your mother's back. This is also a complex sentence. The dependent clause is the first part. They say if you step on a crack. The independent clause is you will break your mother's back. Number 6, they just had a contest for the scariest mask, and I was the wild and daring one who won the contest for scariest mask, and I'm not even wearing one. Number 6 is a compound complex. In a compound complex, we have two independent, one dependent. Number 6, two independent and one dependent. Here they just had a contest for scariest mask. This is one independent clause. And I was the wild and daring one who won the contest for the scariest mask. That is the dependent clause, and the last part is the second independent clause. I'm not even wearing one. Okay, the last one is the second independent clause. Number 7, my voice was raspy, cough, and cracked. Number 7 is a simple clause. Simple sentence, sorry. Number 7 is a simple sentence. Number 8, I opened my eyes and looked up at the rain and it dripped in my head and flowed into my brain. Number 8 is a compound sentence because a compound sentence has two independent clauses joined with a uh, connective here end. I opened my eyes and looked up in the rain. That is one independent clause. It dripped in my head and flowed into my brain. That is the second independent clause. Number 9. They say that once in Zanzibar, a boy stuck out his tongue so far that it reached the heavens and touched a star, which burned him rather badly. Number 9. Number 9 is complex sentence. One independent and one dependent clause. Here in number 9, the independent clause is they say that from here up to here and it reached the heavens. This is one independent clause and this is the um, dependent clause. Touched a star which burned him rather badly. Yeah, number 6 is a compound complex because a compound complex has two independent and one dependent. Here, what are the two independent clauses? They just had a contest for scariest mask. That is an independent clause. I'm not even wearing one. This is the second independent clause. I was the one who won scariest mask. Up to here, this is the dependent clause. Okay? So therefore, this is a compound complex sentence. Number 10. I'm going to Camp Wonderful beside Lake Paradise across from Blissful Mountain in the Valley of the Nice. Number 10 is a simple sentence. As I told you in the previous class, it doesn't matter how long the sentence is, it can still be a simple sentence. Okay? Here in this sentence, there are no connectives used, so therefore it is talking about one whole idea. All right, so it is a simple sentence. Number 11. I joke with the bats and have intimate chats with the cooties who crawl through my hair. Number 11 is a complex sentence. I joke with the bats is the independent clause. Have intimate chats with the cooties. That is the um, dependent clause. Alright. Number 12. Okay, number 12. The animals snarled and screeched and growled and whined and whimpered and hooted and howled and gobbled up the whole ice cream stand. Okay, these sentences are quite unusual and funny, right? Number 12 is, what do you think is number 12? Is it a compound sentence or a complex? Yeah, it is a simple sentence, okay? There are connectives like and is used a few times, not even a few. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Actually, if I were to mark this sentence from a passage, I would just cross it out because it's not it's not like you do not use this much and in one whole sentence. Okay, now this sentence is written and given just to like confuse you with compound and simple sentences. Okay, this is a simple sentence. Number 13, the antlers of standing moose, as everybody knows, are just the perfect place to hang your wet and drippy clothes. How about this one? Compound complex, simple. Number 13 is a, yes, it is a complex sentence. Good. This is the independent clause and the rest is the dependent clause. Complex sentence has one independent, one dependent. Number 14, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk white arrows go. How about number 14? We'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk white arrows go. Is it a compound complex? A compound complex has, what's the formula? Two independent, one dependent. Let's look at the clauses in this sentence. We are talking about number 14. Yeah. We'll walk a walk that is measured and slow. We can take this as one whole clause. This is an independent clause, and then the second clause is we'll go where the chalk white arrows go. This is also an independent clause. So this sentence has two independent clause. That means compound. This is a compound sentence. Okay. Number 13 is a complex sentence. Okay, number 15. If I had a brontosaurus, I would name him Horace or Maurice. How about number 15? What do you say? Complex, compound complex, compound 15. Yeah, it is a complex sentence, okay? Number 15 is complex. If I had a brontosaurus, this is one in dependent clause. The last part is an independent clause. Number 16, I am writing these poems. I am writing these poems from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. Okay, that lion must be really, really big. So this is a, what type of sentence is number 16? I'm writing these poems from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. Yes, 16 is an 16 is a compound sentence. I'm writing these poems from inside a lion. One whole independent clause. It's rather dark in here. One whole independent clause. It is connected with and. Number 17. A part of sky. Number 17. A piece of sky broke off and fell through the crack in the ceiling right into my soup. Is is number 17 compound? 17 is simple? Nuzhat, yes or no? Number 17, it says, a piece of sky broke off and fell through the crack in the ceiling right into my soup. Number 17 is number 17 could be a complex sentence, but here, as you can notice, broke off and fell. No comma before or after. Comma or semicolon is used before or after the connecting word and. Therefore, we cannot stop here. We have to we take this sentence as a whole. So and also now because there is no comma, we are taking this sentence as a whole idea, whole one whole clause, and it is also talking about one whole idea. Therefore, this is a simple sentence. Okay? Number 17 is simple. Number 18. The grungy, grumpy, grouchy giant grew tired of his frowny pout and hired me and Lee to lift the corners of his crumbling mouth. Number 18 is yeah, this is also simple. 18 is also simple. 19. If you were only 1 inch tall, you'd ride a worm to school. Would you? Number 19 is simple. Number 19 is a simple sentence. If you were only 1 inch tall, you'd ride a worm to school. Now, I think most of you are saying complex because there's a comma written, but where's the connecting word? In a complex sentence, there has to be a connecting word like and but, right? So, number 19 is a simple sentence. Okay. Number 20, last one. The traffic light simply would not turn green, so the people stopped to wait as the traffic rolled and the wind blew cold and the hour grew dark and late. How about the last one? Yes, last one is a compound complex. The In a compound complex we have there should be two independent and one dependent. Where the two independent clause, the traffic light simply would not turn green, is one independent clause. The people stopped to wait a traffic road is the second independent clause, and the rest is the dependent clause. So here, so is the connecting phrase, connecting word, and the wind blew cold and the hour grew dark. This part is the dependent clause. Alright? Okay. Uh, for those who have completed and sent the worksheet, I will grade them and send them to you as soon as possible. All right. Now, uh, now I will just give a grade to just let you know how much you have understood the parts, the types of sentences. I will mark and send you the marks, but the marks for this worksheet will not be counted in the finals. Okay. Now I will share with you the assessment for this module. Most probably, I'll be giving you to do a writing task, a report writing, or a letter writing. Okay, I'll give you the guidelines, I'll discuss it with you, and we'll discuss about the assessment when I share with you the assessment outline and guidelines and everything. Hopefully, by next class, I'll send them to you and you can go through and ask questions during class hour. Okay? Now, let's move on to today's topic. We have about 10 minutes left. We'll just start with today's lesson and then continue tomorrow in the next class. Next class will be Tuesday, right? Today's Monday. Wednesday. All right. So, how do you find this class? Is it difficult? It's not difficult yet, right? It will be difficult once you get the um, assessment question. Yeah. Now, all right. Today we have a very simple topic. Punctuation. Okay. Okay. Now, punctuation, it is basically very simple. Um, just when we just read through the definitions of comma, comma, brackets, semicolon, colon, full stops. It's very easy, but when we apply it to our writings, it becomes a little bit difficult. Now let's see. Punctuation marks help make meaning clear in written texts. For example, I'll just show you one example. Give me 1 minute. Here, let's eat grandma. You obviously cannot eat grandma, right? So, for reasons like this, it is punctuation is very important. Just put a comma there, and the whole meaning changes. Let's eat, grandma. So, punctuation saves lives. So, this is one of the most important reasons why you should use punctuation correctly. All right? Punctuation show the reader where one chunk of meaning ends and another begins. That means, in for suppose for example, in a long sentence, punctuation, when you punctuate it correctly, it will show what this part of the sentence means and what the other part of the sentence means. Okay? And where to pause or change tone when reading aloud. Pause and change tone. This is usually used when we use comma or semicolon. We'll look into it in the next upcoming slides. A sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. That makes complete sense. Alright? 3 punctuation marks can show the end of a sentence, that is, a full stop, a question mark, and an exclamation mark. Full stop shows the end of a statement, question mark shows the end of a question, exclamation marks show raised voice, strong feeling, and exclamation. Usually, exclamation marks are used to express a feeling. Okay? And also nowadays, I think capitalization is also a way to express feeling. If it is capitalized, then that means the writer or the person whom you are chatting with is very angry, right? So when you are chatting, sometimes when you get angry, the sometimes people say, "What can you do? You can just capitalize your letters." Right? Sometimes that happens. Okay, moving on. The comma. Within a sentence, a comma shows where one chunk of meaning ends and another begins. This is what we talked about in the previous slide, where one meaning ends and another meaning starts. Okay, let's see. Separating the items in a list. For example, I bought eggs, a pint of milk, tea, and sugar. For example, in this In this sentence given here, if we did not use comma here, how would it be? I bought eggs, a pint of milk, tea, and sugar. Doesn't really make sense, right? What is, we don't know what it is, eggs, a pint of milk, tea, right? Therefore, we need commas, eggs, a pint of milk, tea, and sugar. Otherwise, it sounds like a pint of milk tea, right? So the information given totally changes. Separating the direct speech from a reporting clause. That means from separating direct speech from reported speech. See, we will go to direct speech later. Separating of tag phrases and names. This is great, isn't it? How old are you, John? This part is especially for reading. Um, we know where to stop while reading. Separating off an introductory chunk. Anyway, I decided not to go. 3 weeks later, James was born. Although she was only three, Gemma knew her tables. Marking of extra information embedded in the sentence. Jill, my boss, is 28 years old. Yeah, moving on. Next is, well, dash. Do we use dash a lot? A dash gives a break halfway between the comma and a full stop. Showing, for example, showing a sharp break between two chunks of meaning. It was great to see you. We must meet again. Marking of extra information embedded in the sentence. Both these chunks are main clauses. A comma cannot separate two main clauses. So here we are using a dash when there are two main clauses. As given in the example, it was great to see you. We can also put a full stop here and start with the capitals letter here at we must meet again. But this is an alternate. We can also use a dash also. Okay, but do not use dash if it is very long sentence. But short phrase, short sentences like this, in cases like this, you can use a dash. Example, on Monday, the first day of our holidays, we explored the beach. You can also use dash to mark off extra information embedded in the sentence. Here in this example, the sentence is also complete without the part, the first day of our holidays, but just for extra information it is mentioned here. The dash is a feature of informal writing which echoes speech patterns. For the formal equivalency, semicolon. So we'll see more about punctuation in the next class. It seems now we are out of time. So we'll continue with punctuation in the next class. Okay. And we have punctuation, and then we'll start with introduction to writing memos. And I'll be giving you phrases and other words which you can use in specific parts of the memos and also letters. Okay. All right. So see you all on when? Yeah, Wednesday, right? Okay. Hope you had a great class. Hope you learned or at least understood um, today's class and today's topic. All right. Okay. Bye.